do and try to scratch and claw a few points away. And even supreme teams like Amethyst Esports as well as NRX 420, they are being made to look like they're struggling to their fullest because, Almighty Prime 13 Academy, they have just found this consistency, I wouldn't say out of nowhere. Clearly, a lot of homework has been done here, Neptune. So it is now no longer a game of who can shoot better. It's a game of who understands the IQ of battle out there on the battlefield, who understands those rotations, who understands when to back away or when to engage in a certain battle out there. Prior to this, the scene of Call of Duty Mobile Battle Royale was very much jump out, find a player and shoot. But the strategy, as it is played more and more, teams like Vagabonds Esports are truly able to set themselves apart.
Yep, and setting themselves apart needs to be proven right now because as we'll look at their flight right here, it's a little bit on the top. So for those who have already secured their placement of the drop zone at the bottom of this map, will be having a lot of trouble. And as we can see, a lot of teams are clumping up in here in the middle because those practice range, Crash, Countdown, Estate is a little bit too far and they need to walk the distance to be able to get there.
Neptune, I think I see the four kings. They want to be the assassins, man. Amethyst Esports and the battle with VVV is one thing, but the four kings are moving in to slice out SDPH generals from farm. And now SDPH have taken farm as they saw the strategy of NRX 432, constantly taking the butcher down. And remember what we said, it's all going to be about the IQ plays. It's all going to be about the kill points and what the four kings are the best at in the game of Call of Duty Mobile Battle Royale. May not be placing themselves in the number one spot, but in terms of gunning down the opponents out there on the battlefield, they are absolutely solid, man. So I am looking forward to that engagement in a little bit. But between the team of VVV as well as Amethyst Esports, things are going to get hot and dicey out there. But Alatsky is the only player who has flown away from the rest of them. I believe he was moving towards the place of Nuketown, but he has backed away as he saw a team flying towards there as well. He knew he would be a little bit too late. No chip upgrade terminal here for Alatsky, and he's a little frustrated. But that is exactly what it is when you jump out of the flight and you do not look at the map first.
Yeah, I think as well, I think it's the distance of those drop points that will put these teams together. As we can see, we have HE Phoenix right now going against SDPH. HE Phoenix has been taking the practice range all throughout, but because it's so far up there or down there on the south, they have no choice. They have to go in and take a drop spot. And this time they have chosen the farm. And as you mentioned, this is the house of Team N. Team N is SDPH Generals, and they are the teams that are battling right now. But if we'll have to find out if the initial drop points or the consistency of the drop points will give them that advantage of the rotations as well as identifying the terrain to be able to go in and exit the battle. That will have to be seen right now as we see these two teams just going in for a standoff and no one is backing out just yet.
Yeah, they won't be backing away just yet. And the four kings do not take advantage. I believe the information sent back from Alatsky are pulling them away from battle because obviously Alatsky is the one who's been tasked to pull that chopper into play and join them immediately. But taking a 3v4 battle, even the four kings are not going to be that silly to make that mistake, not to underestimate anybody. A 4v4 is definitely a situation that they can handle with SDPH, no doubt whatsoever. But SDPH do have the capability of returning fire, do have the capability of turning that situation around. We've seen their aggression out there on the battlefield. Yes, they do struggle in the competition at the finals for sure, but they have proven themselves at the semis. And Phoenix, not wanting to take too much of risk in this very first battle, disengages with SDPH.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you drop in and trespass against a different team, it's just up to you. It's your decision to be able to get away from that fight. And I think that is what HE Phoenix is doing because SDPH has been taking that for a lot of rounds now. And I think that is the disadvantage that they have considered already. Thus, they pull away from that fight. But this time, Vagabonds Nomads is now in Sakura. And Sakura is not one of the usual drop points that we see in this game. Not a lot of teams have taken this since the semifinals. So they have a great potential to be able to get all the resources that they need to go into the battle. And the rotations right now from Sakura, depending on where they will, or the next phase of the circle will be showing, will give them a lot more of information as well, because they have been passing by a lot of compounds already. Royal Kings, on the other hand, they have maintained Nuketown, and this time, regardless of how far it is, they made a way to go there and pick up that chopper. So this is the consistency that we want from these teams in going in for those drop zone. But how much more can they put out in this game with those advantage with the chopper, as well as the loot that they have, knowing that not a lot of teams has dropped in there into this fight? We'll have to see, because they are now targeting the airdrop where a lot of teams has been waiting already.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. But teams like Royal Kings do have to be a little bit careful, because once they get too used to a certain drop zone, and even if it is a little bit far away from the initial flight, they might just get caught out as they try to make their way there. So potentially have to pick a couple of different spots out there on the battlefield and adjust match to match. But obviously that might just be asking for too much, because Royal Kings in the competition so far, they do struggle just a little bit. Del Cutie finding it to be a little bit of a challenge to park this chopper somewhere. The rest of the team members taking the high ground, allowing one single player to pick up the airdrop first, and the team just playing this as safe as possible, anticipating another attack from a different squad. But Alatsky gets knocked down very early on as he was in his vehicle. You saw exactly what happened out there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, but maybe a little bit of a return fire coming through from the players of Four Kings here. Alatsky has been scanned and he is brought right back into the mix, and we will not have to wait too long for him to join us back. But the Four Kings might just end up engaging with Easy Reborn Esports Magna.
Yeah, and the movement right now that we've seen initially when Alatsky has been taken down, it proves that there is a lot of dependency for a complete squad right here, because they backed away from the battle when usually aggressive teams just like Four Kings goes in for the fight, take those dog tags, and then just eliminate anyone who was able to do that takedown. But this time, they backed out knowing that they might be in a disadvantage, especially in the low ground.
Yeah.
They will just be waiting for Alatsky and then deciding as to where they will be fighting. But on the other side, another fight is happening, and it is continuation SDPH as well as a different team right there being taken down. So early into this game, a lot of battle is unfolding.
SDPH is raging on. Royal Kings drop one after the other, but clearly the squad has not been removed from the equation just yet. Vagabond Nomads being engaged by VVV as well. Sekre knocks Virus down onto the ground, and it looks like they have the cure for this raging virus that has just been so dominant in all of these lobbies. But we do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if we are going to be a little bit delayed in jumping into every single one of these battles. We have got a scarcity of spectators out there, but we will be doing our best to bring you all of the action. You can leave that to the team. Do not worry about it. Enjoy the show. If you do have any feedback, drop it into the comment section. Almighty Prime taking advantage of this open ground here. They move in for the upgrade, but Amethyst Esports, the backstab, Easy Reborn Esports Magna can back both of these teams. Ooh. And what? With the almighty grenade straight to GB, knocking him onto the ground.
GB right now is glorying into place, but we have a Metaverse right now rushing into smoke. Watts is in there, will be able to eliminate GB, but no, the takedown will be done on a Metaverse right here. We have Almighty right now taking them down one at a time, but this time a Metaverse Watts will opt to move out of this play, and from a distance we are seeing Easy Reborn just waiting the outcome of this battle, and they might be vulturing in, but as they wait into those fights, they will be meeting up with Four Kings once again.
Yeah, I don't think Easy Reborn Esports Magna wants to have anything to do with the almighty Prime squad. I mean, they saw exactly what happened to Amethyst Esports, and they're like, nope, thank you very much, sir. But Four Kings, they go ahead to engage. Nyx now, one final player taking on all three from the side of Four Kings, Sprite as well as Kyun. Nyx needs to get away. Rewind! But he just backs away just for a couple of seconds, and that is one of the greatest examples as to how your rewind class won't really help you in certain engagements where you don't put a lot of distance. And a lot of the Supreme teams, a lot of the teams that have gotten used to battling out there on the battleground so far in terms of those ranked matches, they know what to anticipate when they go up against a rewind class. Even yesterday, as Tokyo made that supreme dog tag pickup and rewound, the players who were hunting him down, they were just flying around the vicinity because you couldn't have really reset from all the way too far, Neptune.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a number of seconds that the rewind can go into, and if you understand the number of seconds of like the difference, whether a normal class as well as an upgraded class will do, you will have the capacity to understand how far that you need to back away to be able to spot that enemy. But we'll
Yeah.
have to see as well, or we are seeing right now, the dependency of the four kings of the teams being complete before they go into the battle. Because earlier, as we mentioned, they backed off a little bit because Alasky needs to be revived, and when he was revived, they just jumped in there and fought off Easyboard, who took him down. But this time, HE Phoenix going for the vehicle gameplay. How annoying can they be this time in this fight, and what more highlights can they put out? Hopefully that run into the tree will not be one of them, and would not be the best highlight that they can give in this game.
But you know what it is, man. Happens all the time.
I know. For me, it happens to me most of the time. I am even zigzagging in here on the vehicle. I'm even zigzagging in the vehicle, and I'm not even fighting anyone. So they are doing a better job than I am.
I've had my own, unfortunate highlight reels where I've had to make fun of myself, because I know if I don't, someone else is going to be making fun of my driving in CODM gear. So lots of reels, man, lots of reels on that. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we hop on right back into the battle. Four Kings now, almost nearing the vicinity of SDPH. As you can see, SDPH not moving a muscle at all. NRX 420 on the other hand, they spotted out the players of Alibaba Clan Mystic. Alibaba Clan Mystic, they've got the vantage point, but Chalup sacrifices his height in terms of advantage and now takes the fight up against the rest of them. Chalup is going to be tagged up first. Wonder Kid Boji giving away his position, but he has the right-hand flank. So, just moves on in to battle. Wonder Kid Boji, no fear. Ju from the back, but Boji drops down to the ground, but still has got the backstep position. Ju now gonna get sprayed down. Boji turns around. Boji gets two players back to back. Can he get the third one? Yes, he gets the third one. Boji on fire!
Boji in there will be taken down and will be able to get back up. No, I think it's Boji who has been taken down right now and will be scanned just in time. But they were able to eliminate ABC Mystic right now. And the movement of Boji at that point is getting information and then flanking the solo while the rest of the teams are following it up. But this time, there will be no flank happening just yet because Four Kings will be backing out of this fight. Not only are they against VVV, but they've seen a different team on the other side on this game, and this is VVV Vici. I think that will be stepping in onto the battle. Thus, they need to back away a little bit, get their distance, and then get back into play later on.
Oh, lots of exciting stuff happening out there on the battlefield. As you guys can see, the players of Four Kings now might be able to pick up a few more kills. Easy Reborn, please don't shoot them because that will be the last battle you take on. The Four Kings right now, they are on fire because they saw the kills being picked up by NRX 420 and they're not going to allow those baby dinosaurs to outdo them in the very first battle of the day. What can Alatsky do now? Outside of the circle, he takes a very risky play, but he wants to get that vantage point. He wants to get the backstab as well. He knows those players are out there. Nyx now gets tagged up, but the guy flies away. Jaeger repositions right behind the edge of that hill, and he will be able to stay safe from Alatsky. But Alatsky not slowing down at all. Think he's going to be caught out here alongside Kyun. Alatsky, man, this guy knows no fear. Just like Boji earlier on, he's just keeping that pressure up, Neptune.
Yeah, I mean, the play depends on Alatsky right there, pushing Easy Reborn out of that hill while the rest of the teams are waiting in the bottom. And this is what Fry is applying right now. The pressure on those who will be gliding, who will be jumping because of the backstab that has been done by Alatsky. And there's only one remaining in this area. But from what we've seen on the minimap, there's the one from the far side. I think that is the guy who was able to scan the remaining members of Easy Reborn. Thus, they return into fight. But they went against Four Kings won again, and they will be taken down one at a time. As the battle of the farm continues, AJ, a lot more teams will be jumping in here.
Vici slowly need to back away from this position because it's getting a little too crowded, and I don't like a party, man. Yes, I know the pandemic's over, but all of this crowd just makes me a little bit too nervous. My palms all sweaty. So Vici, they need to get the heck out of there if they want to stay in the heavy fight to continuously climb up the leaderboard. We know that they do go ahead and struggle a little bit when it comes to those placement points. So now might be a good time to disengage because they don't really know exactly what's coming towards them. Yes, they have spotted out Existence Valhalla, but what they don't know is towards their left-hand side will be their brothers. And this is going to be Team G, VVV Esports, Veni. So Zekre better be careful as he starts teasing those players of existence. Valhalla spots one player through the wall now. Is he gonna get it up? No, quickly repositions, and Zekre just waited patiently for that moment. But here comes Amethyst Esports as well. Now's a great time to move away from this spot, Neptune.
Yeah, it's a good thing as well that HE Phoenix will be in the way of 4 Kings because they will be looking for the enemy who had fired those gunshots. They want to get the kills right here. With the trap in there being triggered by Alasky, it will be a prompt that another team will be in this area, and HE Phoenix will be gunned down. Oh, Assassin right now is able to get away for Alasky, but Fright will be taken down by Merc, and it is a disadvantage for them. Kyun was able to take down Merc with that trap, and the grenade are being thrown, and Kyun will be eliminated at that game.
Oh, cute 4 Kings, what are y'all doing? Bard, the dog tag, has been scanned through already. Halatsuki and Tokyo still alive and kicking out there on the battlefield. But Q needs to be picked up as well. And that's exactly what the boys are playing for. And now, that's the scan comes through, no issues whatsoever. But 4 Kings need to be careful with this approach because as they approach the back of Amethyst Esports, Alatsky stuck outside of the circle. The players of He Phoenix now gatekeeping him as the players of VVV Esports Vici come in for that backstab, and they want to take Phoenix right out of the equation. But Tokyo comes sliding in as well. This is a 3-way battle that I think the 4 Kings might be able to back out. But Tokyo makes a huge mistake as he jumps on in. He gets backstabbed, but that rewind glass helps him out.
That is information gameplay once again from Tokyo, but this time it wasn't really that quick, and the teams wasn't able to get away that quickly as well. Tokyo is the one remaining in this fight, as well as Kyun, who was able to keep a distance from this area. They know that they need one member alive to be able to keep the dream up of stepping up on the leaderboards. But Kyun right now will be running out onto the open as Pride will be taken down, and Kyun once again will be taken down from the far as we see VVV and HE Phoenix continues this battle on.
Yeah, you gotta love the strategy coming through from He Phoenix here because they just popped all of those smokes, but VVV popping them one by one like little balloons, and they are a child in a playground filled with balloons now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I give you VVV Esports, and this is Squad VG that's annihilating player after player. 11 kills in here so far. This is the first lobby, the first battle of the day, and they are already on fire. But what more can they find? Who more will they slay as they move on through? It might just be the 13 Academy who are staying away from all of these battles breaking out there on the battlefield. SDPH Panon shuts down Kape. NRX 420 got in a predicament of far as well.
Yep, VVVBG right now is still on our sides, and they are heading to a lot of teams. Existence Valhalla is still there in front of them, and hopefully they haven't assumed that they have gone out of that area just yet. We've seen how consistent Existence Valhalla staying quiet, staying in one spot, and playing the placement point at this game. But on the other side, we have Vagabonds Esports, NRX 420, as well as VVVVD right now fighting it off, and VVVVD will be in a pinch between these 2 top teams.
This is a tough spot for Vidi, but it's a tough spot for everyone out there that Vagabonds Esports is trying to gatekeep, especially the players of NRX 420 who are a little bit too far out. Boji gets knocked down onto the ground, but Jewel now takes Blue out of the equation. The players of Vagabonds Esports being sliced down one after the other as well. Peanut and Boji both down onto the ground. Kaiser taken down by that god nade by the one and only Luki, and the 3-way battle will go to the side of Vagabonds Esports. 3 players still alive and kicking out there, but Nash is backing away from all of the engagements. He wants to pull the left-hand flank, but he might just get backstabbed out there all alone. Quickly now, hops on back to the battle. Yato as well as Luki, very slowly moving on. The next team to engage with will be SDPH, but right outside of the circle they go.
Yeah, we'll have to see how well they will able to play this out, as well as Vagabonds Esports. They lost Blue in there. One of the astonishing player of Vagabonds Esports that will be out in this game, and we know how important the placement of each member of his team has taken effect on the win of Vagabonds Esports. But Luki has not been backing out just yet. Out in the open, going in for the gunshots, and I think they are going in here for the kills because they don't have that much in this game. But losing one placement should be the objective, and the kills should be coming in later on. But Luki is not stopping, and this will be a kill against Shiora. But Vagabonds Esports needs to back away. They need to get cover because a lot of teams are closing in.
Yeah, Vagabonds Esports still looking for the victory in here in SDPH. From outside the circle, it will be a good play coming through from one of their players on the snowboard. Quickly repositioned. But here comes the Antelope play from Lukey. It will be to reposition real quickly and then mow down a couple of players. Can also use that railgun to toast them up on the battlefield as well. But Lukey blows up his vehicle now, and they might just use that for a little bit of cover later on. Takes Breezy out of the equation. On the other side, it's going to be Almighty Prime and also a player from Team G. VBB Esports ready. Things are getting hot out there, but 3 more teams left in the mix, and Almighty Prime with 3 players to their side have got a great position now. Paul might get caught out here, but just behind the barracks, and Ray not taking any chances whatsoever. Those wall banks still find nobody. A 3v3 between Almighty Prime and Vagabonds Esports. That's exactly what Team Benny is waiting for.
Yeah, prime understanding of the game right now being done by Almighty right there, looking for the hiding spot of any other member, and the smoke will be popped by Vagabonds Esports to be able to retreat as well as to recover the armors that they have. But the shots in there coming in from Almighty will give out their information with those hit marks, and they are in there being pinched. GB a little bit too close, will not be backing away that quickly because of the rewind, and Paul was able to take that.
Wow!
It is not looking good for Vagabonds Esports right now.
Oh!
And there goes chase for the hit against Yato. Vagabonds Esports slowly dying out, and Almighty taking the win for round number 1.
Now, you know what the Singaporeans are all about, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Almighty, the Singaporean brand, managing to acquire this squad from TNC. Used to be known as TNC Prime. Everybody knows the players. But, of course, the acquisition of TNC Prime by Almighty was because of the promise that they had out there on the battlefield, from what they have proven out there in all of the community tournaments, and they bring the performance into Garena Survivors as well. Almighty Prime currently sitting down at the 3rd spot, and the last time we updated the community Neptune, we did say that they are 3 points behind 13 Academy.